That's about it for the first step. Tomorrow I will be showing you the second step, which is actually crocheting it. I hope everything goes well with that. If it doesn't, I'm going to be very upset and I won't post this video. But if you see this video, that means it was a success. Anyway. So welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing another faux loc tutorial. This time I'm going to be doing them a little bit bigger. I am going for the Jumbo Faux Loc look. For this style, I'm going to be using the Brazilian twist crochet braids from Authentic. I got these off of, I forgot the name of the website. So this is Brazilian twist 20-inch. I use this hair when I went to Paris this past December. If you watch all of my Paris videos, you'll see that I love this hair. I prefer this one over the last one that I did in my last faux loc tutorial. But this one, it was really soft and it looked more natural. When I did it, I don't know if it was because I got a darker color or what the case was, but it looked way better. If you look at my Paris videos and compare those faux locs to the faux locs that I did previously, you'll see it's a dramatic difference, and I got more compliments on the style that I just did this past December when I used this hair as opposed to the other one. So it's a major difference. If you see, I'll try to put a picture up so that you can see what the difference was. Unfortunately, for some reason, this shipment that I ordered, the hair came a little bit different. I'm not sure if it was like over processed, but I'm still gonna use it. It feels a little bit more crunchy. Like it feels like, you know, like I don't know. It feels hard. It feels like they put some glue on it. I don't know, but I found it getting softer as I separated it. So I separated some. This is how I'm gonna separate it before I actually install it. I didn't do this before because the last hair I said that I did not separate it until it was actually in my head because that hair was like super tangly. This hair is a little bit tangly, but it's not as tangly as the other one. So I was able to separate it beforehand. So we'll see how this comes out. Crossing my fingers that it doesn't take a long time. I'm hoping that this will be a one-day install, if not 2 days. The last install that I did with faux locs took me a week. I'm sorry, the very first time I did my faux locs, it took me a week. The second time I did my faux locs, it took me about 4 to 5 days, not necessarily a whole full week, but it did take me a while. But I didn't do a tutorial on that one because I just felt like it's the same method as the other one, so I didn't see a reason. But if you want to see how they look, you can check out all of my Paris videos. Put those videos at the end of this video and also in the description so you can see how those ones came out. But hopefully this one comes out just as good. I've never done the Jumbo Faux Locs before, so this will be my first time doing that. I'm assuming that it's the same method. It's just using a little bit more hair and braiding your hair in bigger sections. Make sure you like and make sure you subscribe to this channel if you want to see more of these videos. Like I feel like I'm very entertaining. Like y'all need to be watching my videos. Y'all need to stay tuned. Like you don't want to miss all of this personality, so make sure you subscribe and make sure you like this video if you like it. If you don't like it, still like it anyway. I prefer you give it a thumbs up, but if you want to give it a thumbs down because you want to be a hater, that's fine. But whatever the case may be, just interact. Let me know if you like it. Let me know if you hate it in the comments. Just as long as you watch it all the way through to make sure you hate it before you say you hate it, okay? All right, let's get to the video. So as y'all can see, I've completed the first step, which is actually separating my hair already and parting it into sections. It's not super neat this time. The last 2 times I did it, I made, I was extra precise with the parts because I'm a perfectionist. and I want everything to be straight and even, same amount on this side, same amount on that side. But this time I really didn't give a damn. I just wanted to get it over with. I don't want this to be long and drawn out. I'm trying to complete the whole thing within 2 days. These are bigger this time. It's not completely even on each side. The front I tried to make a little bit even on both sides, but as far as the back, it's not completely equal as to, you know, what's on this side, what's on that side. But basically what I did was braid a little bit, twist the ends, make it quick, part the sections, make sure they're as big as you think you might want the locks, and that's about it for the first step. Tomorrow I will be showing you the second step, which is actually crocheting it. I hope everything goes well with that. If it doesn't, I'm gonna be very upset and I won't post this video. But if you see this video, that means it was a success. Anyway, yeah. So the lighting in here is horrible, but I'm using my phone right now. So yeah, so I'm not almost done, I'm lying. It's coming along good. Well, it's coming along how I want it. My bed is a mess. Look at all of this hair. Look at all this hair I wasted. Because it took me a while to figure out how I wanted to do it, because I had to use so much hair. I was trying to figure out like how many pieces of hair that I want to use per lock. So I ended up using probably about 8 pieces per lock. So it's like 4 for the braid and then 4 for the hair that I'm actually wrapping around it, which I'll show y'all in a few. Hopefully I could get done with all of this tonight. It doesn't look like that much, but detangling the hair, like trying to comb it out to get like this, is a bit much. I bought a paddle brush right there, and it's just not, I don't know, but it's not brushing it out how I wanted to brush it out. And then the fact that this is like, this hair came a little bit different this time. It's more like, it's hard. It's not as soft as it was the first time I bought it, but it's still working out. I'm still making it work. When I got the hair, it felt a little bit more hard. It's like, it feels like it has, like, you know how your hair feels when you put spritz on it? That's how they feel. It feels like real hard, like that real hard synthetic feel. So I don't know if this is just like a bad batch that was over processed, but the last time I bought the hair, it was just so soft, and there's pieces within it that's soft, that feels like how it felt the last hair. So I know that maybe there's just something wrong with this batch. I don't know, but I'm trying to make it work. Don't judge me. So I just woke up this morning. This is day 2, and I'm gonna tell y'all about the little bit of issues that I'm having right now. So firstly, I think I'm freaking myself out because I said that the hair came in like a different texture this time. It felt a little bit hard. So that kind of freaked me out, thinking that there's some type of poisonous residue on it because I'm crazy. And so now I feel like my body's just itching all over, like from the hair. And it's probably not, it's probably all in my head, but you know, it's hard to get my mind out of it now because I'm already like semi-allergic to synthetic hair. And now this is just like enhancing my hypochondria to thinking that there's something wrong, and it's probably not. I'm constantly checking myself for hives and all. I'm crazy, ignore me. But anyway, so what I did, this is what I've done so far. It's a little when you're doing the bigger locks, unlike the little locks, I hate wrapping the little locks too tight because I didn't want them to be like super defined. I wanted them to be a little bit messy. But with the bigger locks, you have to wrap them as tight as you can, because when they start unraveling, they start unraveling. Like, you really gotta like wrap it tight and pull it tight so that when it does loosen up, it looks how you want it to look. Because if you wrap it too loose and it starts to loosen up, it looks like it's starting to come out. So some of these I may have to do over. I don't know if I want to do it over, but some I may have to do over. I mean, it still looks nice to me. It still looks good. And another thing I did, which I don't know if I would, I washed the hair in some white vinegar and shampoo, and to try to see if I could get whatever to make it like less stiff, to make it a little bit soft. So it comes out like this. It helped a little bit. I wouldn't say it helped a lot. It took it from being like super stiff to like a little bit stiff to where it's able to brush out. And so this is how it looks. I'm doing all of this on my phone this time, this go around. I might need to I don't know if I need to, I don't know, y'all can see me, but yeah, so this time around, so this is how it is. This is one before I twist it. I've already braided my hair on, braided it onto my hair. It doesn't have to be neat. Just braid as long as it attaches and it hooks. And the braid, my braids are about this fat, with about this much hair on the end. So I'll probably use 4 or 5 pieces per braid, and then 4 or 5 pieces for the hair that I've actually crocheted through, which I'll show y'all in a minute. But when I mean 4 or 5 pieces, when you get the hair, they're gonna come in little ripply pieces like this. So 5 of these, maybe between 4 or 5, like you can kind of like see the thickness that you want. And my hands are super ashy. Oh my gosh, hold on. This is becoming a really messy situation. Like I had hair everywhere. I had like little tiny pieces of hair all over my sheet and everything. It's just becoming really messy. But anyway, where's that piece? Okay, so about you can kind of measure the how fat you want it, but I use roughly 4, between 4 and 5 depending, because sometimes they come a little skinny, sometimes it's a little thicker. So this is like about the average size of a piece. So when I say 4 or 5 pieces, y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about 4 or 5 of these together. So I'll just kind of take it and like layer them together, and then I'll brush it out, but not too much, because I noticed that it's harder to pull it through and see like the sides, because I'll show you in a minute again how I crochet it. But if you want like a more detailed look, you can check out my old faux loc video where I actually show you, like go really closely and show you how to do it. So I know I should have showed you guys what I did when I was braiding it, but I started doing the front a little bit smaller than I've been doing the back, because the back is kind of thick, and just something this thick I don't think would look good like in the front. So in the front, like I started using less pieces of hair. I used maybe about 3 pieces to braid, and then about maybe 3.5 to wrap. So I should have showed you guys this part, but if you want to see how I did it, you can watch my other faux loc video. But so you see how this one is real fat. So I have to do this one over because this one is messing up already. Like my hair is showing, like it got really messy, like dramatic messy. So I have to do this one over, but I'm probably not gonna do that over tonight. But so all I did was braid the hair onto my hair, and that's really simple. You can watch my other video to see how I did that, but I should have showed it, but you know, I already did it. I'm kind of running out of hair, so I'm trying to be like smart with how I do it right now, because I'm like dramatically running out of hair. Like I literally have like a little bit of pieces left. But anyway, so this is about 3 pieces right here that I've brushed out. So I hope I'm not too close to the camera, but I don't know. Anyway, so you gotta like kind of like, I kind of roll it to make it real skinny, so that when I hook it on, I hope my hands is not ashy. Hold on, let me make sure my hands is not ashy. So I'm gonna be like, oh, she got ashy hands trying to show us how to do some faux locs. Haters. Okay, ignore my mattress. Anyway, I'm on the floor. I'm sitting on the floor. But so I got about 3 pieces of hair, and I roll it like this to try to make it like super skinny, so that when I put it on the loop, it loops, like it all, I can get it all on there. So I didn't get it all on there. I didn't get it all on there. Do over, and then it got stuck. Okay, so I'll unhook that. Let's try that again. So we're gonna loop it around a little bit like this to kind of like try to get it on your finger. Then you're gonna take it, hook it, make sure it's all hooked on. And this, I don't know, I find this more difficult probably because I'm using more hair. But when it's all hooked on, push the latch down. See the latch? I find it more difficult to put it all the way through. So I changed the angle. Hold on, let me show you how I did it. Take it, make sure it's closed. So I'm gonna put it down. It just opened back up anyway. All right, and we're gonna hook it on. I'm getting so sleepy right now. I'm always getting sleepy every time I'm doing a tutorial. Like, I did a little, you know, piece earlier, but so we're gonna slide it back up and it should go through very smoothly. So I recommend that y'all leave it hooked so that you can see where the two pieces is at, because you don't want it to mess up, because when you're trying to pull one side through, you want to make sure you can grab all of one side, because sometimes that'll grab like a piece of this be over here, and that'll cause the hair to go fully through, and you'll know what I mean and once you do it. But okay, so you hold one side, pull this side through so it looks like this. You want it to be even, right? Okay, so you take this. I already brushed it out, but normally sometimes at this point I make sure like it's super brushed out. So I will, especially at the top, because you don't want the braid to be showing. So you just want to make sure you fluff it out. Okay, so it's nice and fluffy. And you find your separation again. Make sure it's separate. And then you just wrap. So I wrap this way. It doesn't matter which way you wrap. It depends on which hand you write with, I think. How you wrap. I don't know, I've wrapped the other way before too, but it's more comfortable for me to wrap this way. So you just kind of loop it over. Don't pull too tight on your scalp, because I've done that a few times and I just had to twist it around a little bit to make it. Well, I look like I don't have no edges. I promise I got a little bit of edges though. Y'all see later. But I don't have that much edges. But anyway, so you keep wrapping. And I sometimes take it and I grab right here and push up. Not too much, because it's gonna make it too tight at the root, but you want to push up a little bit. So then you just keep wrapping. And then when you get to the end, well, I will wrap it around maybe 2 more times, but you don't want to wrap it all the way around till the piece is like disappearing. You don't want to do that, because then it's going to start sticking out of the dread too much. Like, some of the pieces are sticking out a little bit, but that's fine, because I want it like that. Like, I want that messy look. So, but I'll leave about this much out, and then I'll put it with the braided hair, not the other half. So you remember you had 2 halves. So that was 1 half I wrapped around. So now this is the rest of the other half. And this is the braided hair. I try to keep the braided hair uncombed out so I can know the difference until I'm ready to use the braided hair. Then I'll comb it out. But to know a distinctive difference, I'll leave this part curly, like in its regular state. And then I will brush out the other hair so I can know, okay, now it's time to use this piece. So you'll take this little piece right here, put it with the braided hair, and then you'll start with the other piece and start wrapping around. And make sure you overlap it onto the, you know, where you wrapped it at, so that it is seamless in a sense. And it's I'm pulling my hair tight, but I'm trying to make sure this is tight, because as I said before, this when you're making them really big, you don't want to make them loose, because if you make them loose, they're gonna be like super when they start unraveling, because they start to untwist themselves, and it starts to get fatter. Excuse me. You don't want it to get like super fat to where it looks huge and bubbly. Like some of them look like that, like this. But I wrap this one a little bit tight, so it's not, you know, over the top. But, you know, so you're trying to wrap it as a little bit tight. So I just kind of like wrap it around. Then I grab right here and I pull a little bit. Wrap it around, pull. But don't pull too tight to where you feel your roots twisting, because sometimes you can feel it twisting. But I just keep wrapping like all the way down. So pull it down a little bit. And I'm on my phone, so I hope it's clear. I won't know until I'm editing and be like, damn, that's blurry. But y'all get the idea. So you just keep wrapping it around. Then you're gonna get to the end of this piece, and that's when you're gonna start using the braided hair. Now when I have my the skinny ones at this point, like because I wanted it really long, I would add more hair to it to make it thicker all the way down. I would add more hair right here, and I will put it up against it and then start wrapping. But I don't want this hair that long, so I'm not gonna do that. So I'm just gonna go to the braided hair. So I'll separate the braided hair into 2 pieces, and then I'll put this hair with a half of the braided hair, and then I'll use the other half to wrap. So you remember I said I left this defined, so I'm gonna take the brush and I'm gonna brush it out a little bit so that it's a little bit fuzzy and gives me a fuller coverage versus if it's super defined. And you could kind of like, it would get tangled at the end like this. And you could just either cut this piece off if you don't want it to be that long, but if you want it to be a little bit longer, you can sit there and try to detangle it a little bit. Sometimes it detangles easy, sometimes it doesn't. If it doesn't, I just recommend you just cut it off. Like, it's not that deep. Because you could really like stretch and pull the hair and make it a little bit longer after you cut it off. So, and be careful because it will start twisting. Okay, so we're gonna take that, unravel it a little bit, and we're just gonna start twisting. With this one, when I get like a little bit down, I'm gonna say a little bit more, like about right here. Make sure this is untangled, especially the hair that you're wrapping around. You want that to be untangled, and this is not gonna untangle. So this little lump right here, see this little, I'm just gonna cut that. You just take it and wrap it around, and now I'm going to wrap it back up. I'm gonna start wrapping back up because I didn't want the ends to be like super skinny at the end. So you just take it and you start wrapping back up, and when you get like a piece like about this much, that's when you put the glue on it. And make sure you put not a whole bunch of glue, but enough. Like I will rub it around so that you can take this piece and tightly wrap it around. And I would add like maybe a little bit more glue, just to make sure it's all sealed because there's still a little piece left. And after you do that, you just take it and you roll it. And then I have this long piece hanging off. Some girls like to keep this piece on because they like that. So some people like to keep this long piece at the end because they like that goddess lock look. But that's not the look I'm going for with the fat dreads. It looks pretty with the skinny dreads, but not for this. So just cut, and I'm gonna cut it at an angle, like this, like slant it a little bit so that it's not like a blunt straight look. So the way it gives it like a little curve at the end or something that'll start to like curl up, and you won't really notice that it's at the end. So that's it. This is one full fat chunky one. It's a little bit, you know, it has it's not perfect, you know, I'm not an expert, but it's good enough for the look that I'm going for. It's good enough. So if it has like little spaces that look weird, you could just move it around. You could kind of slide it up, slide it down to cover it. If it's too bunched up here, you can slide it down a little bit. And that's it. So now I gotta try to stretch hair for, I got these two. And I don't have that much hair. I don't think I have enough for these two, but we shall see what I can stretch out and sacrifice. Maybe I could take some from this big one right here that I'm about to do over, because this has got too much in it. But anyway, thank you for watching.